Our focus determines our reality. I am a writer and blogger with a mission to expose the blinders preventing a progressive vision for a healthy and safe Barbados. During a visit to Barbados in April 2012, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights stated that although domestic violence and sexual harassment occur throughout the world, they are, quote, particularly serious problems, end quote, in Barbados and other Caribbean countries. No, but you can say it. I'm sorry, because that's why we arguing, because you say everything you say. I got something to say, but you leave so many things for me to say because your actions don't fill in them blanks. When you say you just care about me, I mean, you just left me in here in this house by myself for like a week. I'm just saying. And then you just come up with, well, I'm a big woman. Oh, okay. Never mind. I mean, never mind. That's what I mean. Just never mind. Because it ain't nothing I can say that you just going to start off seeing it from my perspective. Just walk with me for a second. Just hold my hand. You just got court on April 20th. Are you planning on going?
I'm trying to get the dead chance so we can go do the work I'm talking about. That's what any forces are trying to get. But if I have nowhere to go, it's still up to the court anyway, so they're going to go regardless.
I'm thinking about going, and I wouldn't be here in April.
What?
I said I'm thinking about going, and I wouldn't be here in April. I'm thinking about going to court. Like, and it's just thought. I don't know what else to say.
I think we were going, they wouldn't be here, so explain.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, so maybe I need to go while I'm here. Instead of April.
They don't give a fuck we do or don't do. So, maybe we need to do that for you to be saying that ain't one of you for no way. You're like, what the fuck?
According to an article posted in the Barbados newspaper, Barbados Today, on February 19th, 2016, the title of the article is called Influenced by the Bajan Straitjacket. And it states, Barbados is an inherently conservative society, so conservative to the point that the environment for personal development can be stifling sometimes, especially for persons whose thinking happens to be outside the box. Hence, the reason why some of our sharpest brains choose to go and remain abroad. In Barbados, there's a resistance to exploring new ideas that challenge traditional boundaries, to embracing change that offers the possibility of bringing overall improvement to the society, and to seeing issues from the other than the mainstream perspective. Generally speaking, the average Barbadian is unconscious of this reality, especially if he or she happens to have spent their entire life here. It often requires the liberating experience of living abroad, thus becoming detached from day-to-day Barbadian society in order to see the situation for what it is. Barbadians have become conditioned for birth through a form of socialization grounded in our British colonial past to place limits on ourselves and to accept being conservative as a defining Barbadian characteristic which others recognize. Our socialization, which begins during the formative years when a person is easily most impressionable, places everyone into a ready-made mental straitjacket that shapes our thinking, behavior, outlook, and general attitude towards life. The process involves instilling fear during childhood, demanding obedience without answering searching questions, sometimes enforcing harshly the rules in cases of perceived waywardness, and quoting liberally from the Bible to justify and give legitimacy to the approach. Effective primarily through the family, the education system, and our practice of religion, our socialization ensures that the average person learns from early to take his or her place, which also explains the inherently passive nature of Barbadians. We are hesitant to stand up publicly for what is right, even though our own interests may be at stake. We have been conditioned to grin and bear it and play it safe because we understand at a subconscious level that compliance determines whether society will consider us a good boy or girl. Compare with our Caribbean neighbors who have had the same colonial experience. The British did a more thorough job in molding us in many ways, in their image, which explains, for example, the pride we have traditionally taken in Barbados being described as, quotes, Little England, end quotes. During the colonial period, it gave us a sense of importance and told us at a psychological level that we were special and different, especially in relation to our neighbors. The effects which linger despite independence have influenced our relationship with our neighbors and how they see us. From the colonial period, education served as a primary tool of socialization. We became, quote, Little England, end quote, as a result of being taught the British way. Whereas the illiteracy was a problem in some neighboring islands, it never really was in Barbados. We boasted a remarkable 99% literacy rate. While the straitjacket has been beneficial in the sense of ensuring social stability, which supported our remarkable development, it has obvious drawbacks. One relates to the relevance of our model of education, considering that education is supposed to liberate the mind. Many Barbadians pass through the system without developing ability to think critically. From primary schools even up to Cave Hill, from what I am told, we are essentially spoon-fed and are then expected to regurgitate whatever we are taught in the classroom or read in a textbook on an exam paper to pass. If your ideas do not reflect what you were spoon-fed, you simply may not make it. I will share the story of a Barbadian who went to a foreign university and initially used the same approach. He was given a term paper assignment and was shocked on its return to find that even though the professor had said it was well written, all he could muster was a grade C. Naturally concerned, he went to see the professor. He wanted to know why he did not get at least a B+ or, better yet, an A-, as would have been most likely happened in Barbados. Seeing that the professor had remarked that the paper was, quote, well written, end quote, quote, yes, it was well written, end quote, the professor explained, quote, but all you have done basically was to show me how well you have read the literature. I was looking for more, especially evidence that the readings had triggered you to think critically about the problem. If you had demonstrated such, and all the points were logically argued, you could have got an A, end quote.
It's like energy to keep up with. 1 minute, oh, you in, getting in the background and people, next minute, you honestly gonna care whatever you decide, forward to you behind. Forward to the fucking people. The people that fucking make the juice. 1 minute is passion fruit, next minute is different flavor.
Is something wrong with that? People can't change their mind or be different or like different things?
People can do whatever the fuck they please.
So what's your point? What are you saying?
I'm saying what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand what sorry for you.
So you're not searching, you don't want to have an understanding with me? You don't care if I don't understand something, so what? Our focus determines our reality. I am a writer and blogger with a mission to expose the blinders, preventing a progressive vision for a healthy and safe Barbados.